Okay, here we go with one last changing meter rhythmic dictation. And this one, as with the other two that I just posted, will have a modulating melody so that you can practice that part as well. So we'll write down the rhythm first, and then we'll write down the melody and do that whole game. So this is still steady note value. And so when we switch from 2/4 to 5/8, the eighth notes are going to stay equal. And so we'll think 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and, in order to get through this one. Okay, so we've shown you here that it's a steady note value. So I think I'll just show you the tune and we can go from there. Okay, here's our key. Oh, sorry. Great. And here is the tune. 1 and 2 and. And you may pause. And here it is again. 1 and 2. You may pause. And here it is a third time. 1 and 2. Okay, I'm going to continue, presuming that you've already made your best effort at writing this out. So, let's get the rhythms in first. So, we had 1, 2, da da dee 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 dee. Well, so right at the beginning, it was just 1, 2, it was just straight quarter notes, and that, hopefully, was pretty obvious. And then in the next thing, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that sounded like steady eighth notes. Now, I didn't tell you whether that was 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2, but I hope that you heard it as 2 plus 3. I hope that I played it with an implication of 2 plus 3, but also the melody implies 2 plus 3. Do you know why that is? I think it's worth pointing out that we basically spent time outlining the home triad, and this note was in the home triad, and therefore makes a much more logical note to be on a strong beat than a note that was not in the home triad, at least in this context. So that's what I was thinking anyway. It's not that if you wrote it in 3 plus 2 that you'd be wrong, but that wasn't what I intended. Then let's look at the 3/4 section. So we had da 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 da. I think I'm going to use takadimi for this. If we use takadimi, 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 then we can tell that we had ta, mi, ta, di, ta, di. And then I think we should use takadimi for the 3/8 section as well. So we would just use tavakidi dama as our syllables to judge that by. And if I play you the melody while I say that, tavakidi dama, tavakidi dama, why, that was just tavakidi da, right? So we can write that tavakidi da, tavakidi da. And then the last 2/4 bar was just straight quarter notes again. In fact, I like the fact that that echoes at the end what you heard at the beginning rhythmically. So now we can look at it as a melody. That's our whole rhythm. Now we can look at it as a melody. So we had do, so, so, fa, me, re, do. Okay, that's That's pretty straightforward, right? So, what key, though, did we start in? Well, if we thought, wow, that was a minor key, and we've got a key signature of 1 flat, our best presumption is that we were in D minor, and indeed we were. So let's just write in do, so, and then we'll write in our so, fa, me, re, do. Now, should we already follow our mantra? Minor key, check for T. Hey, there weren't any T's. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. So moving on, if we stay in the key of D minor, we've got do, so, fa, me, re, do, so, fi, so. Well, that's possibly our first indication that something is changing, right? We had so, fi, so we have to put a sharp on it. So, fi, let's put a good dot that can be seen, a good flag. And I guess this is a good time to go and play our modulation game of where did we start, where did we end. So if we hear the melody, let me just play it again. That was badly played, but it was good enough. Where do we hear do now? Do. Where's our original do? Do. How do they relate? Well, it just so happens that we heard that new tonic earlier in the piece, like right there. So good, that's very convenient. We modulated to 5, and probably then we know that the last measure was just do, do in our new key. Okay, so now we can work through the rest of the melody in the new key that we've worked out. And it should probably be readily apparent to you that the new key was a minor key, but if it wasn't readily apparent to you, you would still expect that because we were moving from the original key of D minor, and so the closely related 5 key would not be a major 5, but a minor 5. So let's look at the second part of the melody in the key of A minor. So what's the key signature of A minor? Well, it's the relative minor of C major, and indeed, you know that it has no sharps or flats. Of course, it has T, as we just figured out. So if we're in the key of A minor, we have that T to worry about. But we're also going to have to make sure that we cancel out the B flat for the rest of the melody, as long as we hear that melody in A minor, because A minor does not have a B flat. So that second half of the melody went do, ti, do, re, mi, do. And so we can write that in. Do, re, mi, do. And then all we have to do after putting in our stems and beams is to make sure that we've put in a natural on the B. So we had do, ti, do, re, mi, do, fa, so, fa, me, re, do, do. Okay, so we had fa, so, fa, me, re. Fa, so, fa, me, re. Okay, so now we already have our rhythm, so we can write that in. And what else do we have to do? We have to put a natural on the B. That wasn't very beautiful, but I'm going to redo it just because. There, much more attractive. Fa, so, fa, me, re, do, do. So all we have left to do is sight read through it and check our work. We did check for T in our minor keys. We got them all. And we canceled out all the B flats. So that was all we needed to do. Let's just read through it. I'm going to read through it an octave low because my voice is tired. Do, so, fa, me, re, do, do. This is our new do. Do, ti, do, re, me, do, fa, so, fa, me, re, do, do. Okay, looks good. Well, I'm starting a new section in another week, so I will probably be back with more videos. Good luck.